Eamonn Holmes has urged the government to fix Britain's cladding crisis, more than 3 years after the Grenfell fire disaster sparked change with homeowners living in tower blocks. Eamonn Holmes has shared his despair over the cladding scandal, after it was revealed numerous buildings are still to be fixed, putting lives at risk. The This Morning presenter called out Prime Minister Boris Johnson to do the right thing and fix the cladding issue for homeowners. It comes after the Grenfell Tower disaster in 2017 resulted in the tragic death of 72 people. Since Grenfell, many thousands of flat owners have faced huge bills for fire safety improvements, brought in after the devastating tower block fire when flames spread via combustible cladding. The 61-year-old broadcaster shared he didn't believe it should be up to taxpayers to foot the insurance costs to have the cladding removed. Eamonn said, "I'm not a believer in taxpayers' money being the answer to everything, but I'm a believer in doing the right thing." It's 3 years since Grenfell Tower in London burnt down, killing 72 people. There are still people living in 165 buildings around the country with unsafe Grenfell-style cladding. He added, "There have been offers of government help, but that still leaves people living in fear of their lives through no fault of their own. They face horrendous costs for repairs." Last week the Housing Secretary Robert Jenrick announced a new £3.5 billion fund, which would go towards paying for unsafe cladding to be removed from residential buildings. But the funding will only apply to buildings that are 18 meters or higher. As the inquiry into Grenfell remains ongoing, Mr. Jenrick has offered flat owners loans to replace unsafe cladding with repayments capped at £50 a month. However, the This Morning presenter feels the government should be doing more. Eamonn said that it cannot be right the costs fall solely on taxpayers. So end the cladding crisis and at last please, do the right thing. The Grenfell United campaign group said in a statement that the cladding scandal needed to be dealt with, once and for all. They added, "Residents living in unsafe homes will go to bed tonight worrying if their building will qualify or be left out once again. And bereaved and survivors of Grenfell will lay awake fearful that what happened to us could still happen again." Tory MP Stephen McPartland, a prominent critic of the government's handling of the cladding crisis, dismissed the plans as all smoke and mirrors. He said Mr. Jenrick had ignored the continuing need for waking watches and the excessive insurance premiums which represent the main costs for many leaseholders. "I am listening to Robert Jenrick's announcement with my head in my hands, wondering how he can have got this so wrong. It is a betrayal of millions of leaseholders," he tweeted.